Welcome to Sensor Noise, a podcast about stupid little devices you can get off AliExpress that make EGPWS noises.
Oh, we love it, don't we, folks?
It's fun. Yeah.
We love to make annoying noises at our coworkers.
Yeah. I was going to say not a whole lot of camera news, but then I have stuffed full of camera stuff, but not all of it is camera news per se.
All right, let's see. Let's see here.
But we will get into the news. Canon has debuted a record-setting 410 megapixel full frame sensor.
410, huh?
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I think this is too many.
But they're saying so. This is new because Canon, like, they've made some crazy high resolution sensors for like industry before, but this is their first one that's actually in a 35 megapixel format.
Yeah,
or 35 millimeter. Like, this is a normal camera size.
Yeah.
What? Why? Like, what would this possibly be useful for in this size?
Great question. They say this allows it to be used. This is compacted into a 35 millimeter full frame format, which allows it to be used in combination with lenses for full frame sensors, and is expected to contribute to the miniaturization of shooting equipment.
Sure.
So I don't know. Maybe the next R1 is going to have 410 megapixels. So.
I mean, how much light would you have to even get an image out of this thing? The pixels are tiny.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Well, I guess this is what
it is a good question. Who is this for? Yeah.
Industry, like science and semiconductor manufacturing and that sort of thing. That's what it's for. They'll use it to take high resolution pictures of dyes that they've made.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Rolleiflex has introduced a new camera, the PowerFlex X8 dual lens 64 megapixel digital camera with 5K.
What?
This appears to be another white labeling of a
an AliExpress special.
Yeah, because the dual camera or dual lens on this is basically there's the big camera part that you're familiar with, but then on the back there's like a selfie camera. Yeah. Because
my god, come on!
It can record 5K video at up to 25p and 4K P30 video.
Sure. So can a webcam from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it can be yours for €299. So enjoy that.
299
euros.
God.
One over 2.8 main image sensor that can capture 64 megapixel images, but
I mean, I'm sure it can.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
Look, here's my advice for you, listener. If you have a camera that you're looking at and it tells you the resolution right on the front in big letters, don't buy it. That's not a good sign. You don't want to see that.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Harman properly announced Phoenix 2.
Yeah.
We
got a Phoenix 2.
This appears to be basically what if Phoenix was good.
Okay.
In that the colors are much better. Still fairly grainy, but the colors are much better.
It looks more like something you would actually want to use.
Yeah, this is definitely in getting there stage rather than just sort of novelty. I got some of this. I got a roll in 35 and 120. I have shot the 35 roll, waiting for it to be developed and all that. But this petapixel review says that it really shines in 120, which I could see because the grain's going to be less of an issue there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased to see that they are actually iterating on this.
Yeah.
I was kind of worried that they would just make, like just Phoenix and then go on to something else.
Right.
Or just
they seem to be,
but they are committed to it.
Well, I think it's interesting that they call it Phoenix 2 and that it's like no, we are going to try and make a color film like and we're not and we're not just going to try and make more novelty stuff, I was a little worried when they came out with the red scale one that was just Phoenix backwards. Yeah, I was like, we let's keep your eye on the ball here, So,
this is still pretty cool.
Yeah.
So now this year we have 3 entirely new film stocks.
Yeah, it's like the olden
We've
days.
got the Kentmere Pan 200, the Phoenix 2, and the red.
Yeah,
that's hey, that's pretty good.
Now, I do think I will say from like the Harman PR that the sample images they chose, I think, are very carefully selected.
Of course,
because
they always are.
Yeah, the images that I've seen from folks, and friend of the show, the old camera guy, actually got an advance set of Phoenix to shoot. The exposure latitude is not high, and so you do see they very carefully selected the promotional images to show the best, but it's not. Yeah, you definitely run into like underexposure or contrast is just.
They look kind of Polaroidy to me.
Yes, that would be a good way to describe it. It's very much sort of instant film,
which isn't. I don't think
exposure
that's a bad
latitude. No, it's not. And I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? So, I mean, this is still way better than Phoenix 1 in terms of the color rendering, in that this is like this is not far off of like cheap generic C41 film from the 90s in terms of color. Like It's fine. It's not Ektar, but it's honestly, the blues are pretty blue and the greens are pretty green, and those are usually the things that I notice most in photos. So it does say if you're looking for a really clean color film, Phoenix 2 isn't it.
No. but it's fun. It's a fun.
Yeah, you'd be better served with Kodak Gold or Ektar on the C41 side, or Profi and Velvy on the slide film side. Well, you can't really compare this to a slide film. But. Also, Nikon has said that you can now. They fixed the firmware update that was bricking lenses.
Did they happen to say what exactly it is that they did?
I'm looking, and I don't think that they did. Okay. Yeah.
So I would really like to know.
The list of changes from firmware 3.00 to 3.01 is exceptionally short, with Nikon saying just that the new firmware release, quote, fixed an issue that prevented the camera from operating properly with some lenses.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I still would really like to know what it is exactly.
Yeah, what did you do?
They fixed, but all right, sure.
Sony dropped. Apparently, they didn't even tell people in advance of this, like their normal reviewer influencer types. They just dropped this. The RX1R3.
Yeah.
What is an RX1R? Can you explain to the?
No, I can't, because I don't know anything about.
You don't know. Okay, so
I have never heard of this until
now. So you know how an RX100 is like a micro four thirds sensor.
Yeah, sure.
And then you have like a Ricoh GR or a Fuji X100 that's an APS-C sensor.
Yes.
The RX1 is basically what if that, but it was a full frame sensor. So
what? Huh?
Yeah. No, they've been doing this for a while. I guess 3 of them now. So yeah.
So how is that meaningfully different than just getting one of their getting the A7C?
Yeah.
With a lens. Isn't that just the same?
It's probably the same price, to be honest. I think. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
This is the RX1R3 features a 61 megapixel full frame image sensor and a Zeiss Sonar T-Star 35mm f2 lens.
I see. I wonder if this is the Zeiss one.
That might be too.
That's kind of what it looks like. The fact that at least on the RX1R2, the little pop-up viewfinder has the T-star icon on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think it's like a Zeiss thing, sure.
And on that note, the RX1 R2 was released almost a decade ago, so it has been a very long time. I certainly didn't think that they would actually come out with another one of these, but I figure they must have had some inkling of the Fuji, the GFX point and shoot. What is that? The GFX?
The GFX 100 RF.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Which actually sort of laps this now, because this was like you can get a point and shoot with a full frame sensor. That's crazy. But now
how about a point and shoot with a medium format?
Yeah, like that's even crazier. So yeah, it has all the latest Sony stuff. It will be available this month for approximately $5,100 US.
So who's buying this?
That is a great question.
I don't know a single person that has an RX1R at all, considering I've never heard of this before.
Yeah. Also, are you familiar with like the teeny tiny little batteries that the Alpha 7 or 6000 cameras use?
Yeah.
This uses those.
What? So you get like 8 shots?
Approximately 300. Which is, I will say, not very many.
That's
at least they didn't put the battery from the RX100 in it, because that would have been even worse. But yeah, this is like, I mean, this is like taking a Miata and putting a V8 in it. Like, it's like, what are you doing exactly? It's not going to turn out well, you know. But yeah, it is a good question of like, who is this for? I don't know.
I'm really confused. Question. It doesn't seem like it has even the global shutter. It seems like it's just a regular sensor. Yep. So it's not like they can even say that, like, oh yeah, you get the global shutter for your $6,000.
No,
$5,000. You don't get anything.
You just get the newest Bion's XR image processing engine, a dedicated AI processing unit to drive improved autofocus, and the A7R5's nearly class-leading autofocus performance.
Yeah, the battery it uses, by the way, still info-lithium.
Of course. Optional accessories include the TG2 thumb grip, a body case, and the lens hood. The thumb grip, $300.
Are they just trying to be Leica?
It's quite possible. This is a sort of Leica type. This is a Leica that no one will steal because it doesn't have a red dot on the front.
Yeah.
It just says Sony, and people are going to be like, it's Sony?
It's basically a Leica, but I guess Sony feels that they can get away with Leica pricing, which they can't.
And they've also built in what they are not calling film simulations, but 12 built-in creative looks, capital C, capital L.
Learn more. Let me learn more about creative look here.
Creative looks. They provide a quick and easy way to dial in your perfect look in camera. You can customize.
We got standard. We got portrait. We got neutral. We got vivid.
Mm-hmm.
We got vivid 2.
Okay.
That looks like Velvia.
So we can, so we can say like, Provia, Velvia.
and then we got film.
Film, which is a single monolithic look.
And then we got film 2 and film 3.
Up to 3 films.
And then instant, soft, high key, black and white, sepia, and that's all of them.
Great.
And they provide a helpful graph that shows you on the 2 axes of contrast and saturation, where each of these lies. So you can keep an eye on which one it is.
One thing I will give them props for is that this does have a proper viewfinder.
It does.
Yeah.
It does, which is nice.
So
though I don't know. I'm just really confused as to who this
apparently is. The original RX1R was only $2,800 and now it's $5,100, and I don't know that inflation has gone up that much. How much is an A7R5? It's got to be less than $5,000.
5, let's see. Sony A7R5 is $37.99 right now.
Okay.
Aren't they on the 6? Aren't they on the 6?
No, I think they're on the 5. Yeah. Right. So you could buy that and, at least one good lens and make out, probably pretty much similar.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Let's
see. What is a Leica Q? You can get a Leica Q3 for $67.
Okay. So they're undercutting that by a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. But the Leica presumably has a better lens, and the Leica seems to be weather sealed, whereas I don't believe the Sony says anything about weather sealing on the website.
Yeah. Also in this press release, I see no mention at all of what media it uses. I assume it's just a single SD.
Card, right?
Yeah.
Got to be an SD card. Maybe it requires those stupid high-speed ones.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
No CFexpress Type A? Sony loves those.
Ugh. Okay, well, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like there's two different camera companies within Sony. And maybe there is, right?
Yeah.
It feels like there's whatever 3 engineers are left supporting the compact cameras, and then, everyone else.
Yeah.
That's really what it feels
like. See, I want to say,
now.
it's the few people left over from Konica Minolta, and then...
yeah.
who are probably on the Alpha series, and then, yeah.
And then, the other guys doing everything else. It's really, really confusing to me.
Yeah. Other things that are confusing, DJI, apparently there's quite a lot of rumors about that they might develop a full-frame mirrorless camera. Petapixel article kind of dispels this, but one thing I learned from this article that I didn't know is that DJI has owned a majority stake in Hasselblad since 2017.
What?
Did not know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why DJI's cameras and their drones are actually good.
Apparently.
If they're just using Hasselblad sensors and stuff, that would explain it, yeah.
Yeah. So,
but then why would they want to make a new camera in their brand instead of the Hasselblad brand?
That is a good question, yeah. Right. Well, and why would they? Because they already make cameras of all sorts of kinds, right? Like they make action cameras, they make the Osmo Pocket thing.
Yeah.
And then they have all their drone cameras,
and they have full frame video cameras. The Ronin whatever. There's a Ronin that you can.
Is there a Ronin with right.
If you take it off of the gimbal, suddenly it's just a regular camera that you can use for video.
It seems like, I don't know, DJI is already kind of in a little bit of limbo here in the US anyway with their drones.
Wasn't there some other article about that today where the government's going to investigate them again?
Yeah, it's it's very important, I'm sure. I don't know. Why make your own camera when you probably stand to continue to make more by making stuff that just supports any sort of camera?
Yeah.
Right? Because their gimbals you can use with pretty much any camera, and then they already have Hasselblad, which has their own stuff,
right?
So anyway, there's a bunch of new lenses out, but this one I wanted to call out. This is Chinese lens maker Mr. Ding has released its newest lens for Nikon Z, the Mr. Ding Nox Lux DG 50mm f1.2.
What did you call me?
Mr. Ding.
Mr. Ding.
Mr. Ding.
Okay.
This is an f1.2 that I guess is sort of meant to be kind of like a Noct for a Z mount. So,
sure.
It's interesting. The bokeh is interesting. It's, it looks very, very fitting on a ZF especially.
Yeah.
Because it's got that old school style appearance.
Nox
and
looks.
It's a $439, so pretty good.
It looks good on a ZF.
Yeah.
Looks good on a ZF. I wonder about the... it looks like it has some cat's eyeing on the bokeh from the sample images anyway.
Yeah.
But I guess for $400, what do you expect?
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't look so bad overall.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fuji has unveiled some new IR cameras, IR versions of the XH2 and GFX 102. If you want them, you have to sign an agreement, and because they're not available to the general public, you have to sign an agreement, purchase it from them for unlisted prices.
Why do you have to sign an agreement?
Because they really only want to sell these to people who are using them for like not photographic artsy purposes,
like scientific,
forensic science stuff like that, you know. So
I don't know, guys. I think you could probably just sell them to anyone, and I think it would be okay.
I mean, it's not like you're gonna sell a bunch of them, you know. Anyway, so
I think it would probably be okay if you were to sell them to regular people. But...
You can continue to sell them at whatever premium price you do. Because
sure, you know, it's fine.
Because if people want them, they're going to get them anyway from, you know, they're going to get them converted or whatever. I don't know. It's just,
That's bizarre. Why would they do that?
Interested purchasers must sign an infrared user agreement and purchase the camera directly through Fujifilm for an undisclosed price.
That's so strange.
Imagine, though, a GFX 100 R2 infrared. Which is what? That's what, 100 megapixels of infrared? That's
something like that,
yeah. That'd be kind of fun.
That would be fun.
Next we have the X-Half is apparently was the best-selling camera at Map Camera, one of Japan's largest photography retailers, in June. So there you go.
See, isn't that kind of what we were saying? That like photographers are going to complain about this thing because it's not like exactly what they want.
Well, because we're whiny. Yeah,
right.
I don't like it,
but normal people just want just want a little guy.
Yeah, the top selling camera at Map Camera was the Fuji X-Half. The second top selling camera was the Fuji X106. So you know,
people want like an interchangeable camera like that.
Guess what the third top selling camera was? The XM5.
Okay, sure.
So yeah. Weirdly, the Ricoh GR3 models also in the sales chart of the top 10. So people want the small cameras. We've been saying this.
We've been saying it, and finally someone seems to
Sony has answered with the RX1 R3. Speaking of small cameras, Insta360, as if tariffs were not enough for them to worry about, an administrative law judge has issued an initial determination that has found that they infringed on a little bit of GoPro's intellectual property.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. Yeah. GoPro, I guess, claimed that they had been found to have infringed on 2 patents, but the actual brief is just 1. So
I don't,
you know, what that actually means is sort of unclear, but in theory, it could mean that you know, they aren't allowed to import their action cameras anymore. This seems to be GoPro's strategy rather than simply producing cameras that people want.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because like the reason that people buy the Insta360 is not because they infringe on the patents. It's because the GoPros have been basically the same for how many years now? They just
they're on the
same thing.
They're on the Hero 13.
Are they now?
Yeah, which, by the way, how much do you imagine a Hero 13 is?
Oh, like $400.
Yeah, $430. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's still more than it should be, but that's what I imagine it would be.
Now, they do have a new ultra-wide edition, 177-degree field of view. That one, $480. But good news, they do have a new value camera, which is just called the Hero, which is not at all confusing. It does not have a front display like the other ones do now. It's just the back display, but it can do 4K, and it is $189. So perhaps they're learning, because I think this is like, I think the Insta360 and DJI's action cameras are, to this level and fairly inexpensive. So, yeah.
Well, you can tell it's going well for GoPro because they have a subscription now.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
So you can upload your GoPro footage to the cloud with their subscription.
Yeah. Do they imagine that you're going to have service wherever you're using?
I really don't know.
Their purported action camera. Where's the Osmo Action? Here we go. The Osmo Action 5 Pro, which is basically a GoPro. They look basically all the same. $349 for what I'm going to assume, without really checking, is approximately the same specs.
Yeah.
To the point where spec differences probably do not matter that much to you at this when you're looking for this kind of thing, right? If you're getting a GoPro, you're not really getting it for the megapixels. You're getting it because it's a robust camera that you can beat to hell and back. So
right, that's the whole that is their entire. It's their entire.
Oh,
thing.
they do have a 360 camera now, so they're aiming to eat Insta360's lunch. So
great! I'm sure Insta360 will be happy about that.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say: capitalism breeds innovation. So. I do love. They have the Hero 13 Black, Hero 13 Black Ultra Wide Edition, and then they have Hero 12 Black, our classic camera. And it's like, I don't know that you can call the camera from one model ago your classic camera. Maybe if it was like the Hero 8 or something, But I was at the used camera store the other day. I was surprised how many old GoPro Heroes for like Hero 2, 3, 4 kind of thing they had on the shelves. So
they have them at Target and stuff, I think, too.
Yeah. They don't. I guess they don't age well. I don't know. I mean, I guess I somewhat feel for GoPro because they sort of invented this form factor of camera, but it's one of those things where you get first mover advantage, but you gotta keep up,
Yeah,
or other people will eat your lunch. So
there's one thing GoPro has that the others don't. They have the. I don't even think they sell this anymore, but they had the Hero 10 Bones, which was designed for drones.
Mm.
So it was just the camera. It had no no controls.
Bones. Oh yeah, I see this.
No screen, nothing.
The GoPro for FPV drones. Interesting.
So it's just the guts of the GoPro and nothing else.
Basically the sensor plus, battery and whatnot. Yeah.
And it had external. No, it doesn't have a battery. It has external power.
Oh, external power. So it's just the camera processing circuitry and storage. Then.
Yeah, that's it. So they're great because you can actually just disassemble them. And then it's basically a circuit board and then a ribbon cable and then the camera sensor on the end of the ribbon cable.
Yeah.
So people will take them apart and embed them into drones and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can get extender ribbon cables to put the sensor further away.
Well, you can't do that anymore because they decided
they seem to not sell it anymore.
Yeah.
But hey.
Right. GoPro also did try and make their own drone for a bit. And that
they did.
So
and that DJI sort of killed them on that one.
Yep.
But didn't it also crash immediately?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing with those was that they kind of just crashed and then they did a recall and then never replaced them.
Yeah, they launched it. They introduced it in 2016, October 2016. After a few customers complained about power failure during operation, they recalled the drones, gave customers full refunds. In February 2017, they relaunched it. But then in January 2018, they said they'd be cutting their whole drone staff group. So, yeah.
This is just, overall, it's an example of a company that rested on their laurels too long.
Yeah,
They just assumed everyone would continue to buy GoPros, and they didn't.
Because, like you said, they've been making what is fundamentally the same camera design for years now. Like, if you look at a GoPro,
there's nothing wrong
14,
with that necessarily, but you have to be cognizant of the movement of the rest of the market. You can't just sit on it.
Yeah. But, like, if you look at a GoPro 14 and, like, a GoPro, I don't know, 4, 5, like, they're pretty similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
The newer GoPros have, like, a proper display on the front, but that's really it, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. That's all for the news. I am thinking about trading in my ZF.
Now, why would you do that?
Couple reasons. Number one, turns out there's a reason that cameras do not look like the ZF anymore. And it's that we like to hold things tightly and securely, and yeah. Now, so the ZF has the old camera style ergonomics, which is to say that it does not really have a grip. And even using my Nikon F100 film camera, like, that has a much better grip than the CF. And so you know, it isn't bad when you have a small lens, but when you have a big old lens, a zoom lens, it's just not fun.
Yeah, so I believe that.
I want the grippiness. Also the basic, I'm thinking of turning it in to get a Z6 III.
Okay, sure.
Basically a ZF, but with some you know, better sensor, better image processing chip and things like that, which that's one of the things, is that it has the same chip as the Z8 and Z9, so it can do autofocus a lot better than the ZF. Another thing, and one of the things that kind of pushed me over the edge a little bit on this, actually, is while I was ingesting all of the photos from the IndyCar race, which was like 3,000 of them, on a plain Jane SD card, I was like, this sucks and is way too slow. And you know what would be nice in this situation? CFexpress.
Yeah. Yep.
But Nikon, in their infinite wisdom, did not bless the ZF with a CFexpress card slot.
Is it UHS 2?
It is UHS 2, but I don't have a UHS 2 card for it. So,
well, you gotta get one of those, or not.
Well,
at this point.
Yeah, right. And then, you know, kind of what I'm thinking, I guess ideally what I'd kind of like would be like a Nikon Z7 III, right? Because the Z7,
that would be nice.
The Z7 II is their cheapest model that has like the 40 megapixel sensor instead of the 26.
Right.
But much that I have read and listened to is basically there is probably not a Z7 III coming, because since the Z8 has come out, that's basically what that is.
Yeah.
And indeed, there's a post from Nikon Rumors from May that says, if the Nikon Z7 III is coming, I am not aware of it. So
I don't. I don't see it.
Yeah, and then I was watching Petapixel, and they were also saying that they don't think a Z7 III is likely or would make sense right now, which is kind of weird because they are still selling the Z7 II. It's actually slightly cheaper than the Z6 III at this point, but it's much older. So yeah, so kind of all those reasons.
That seems fair, I think.
Yeah. Also, the Z6 III is on sale at the moment, and
okay.
You know, with tariffs the way that they are, who knows if it's ever going to be.
How much is it on sale for?
Like that? It's like $300 off. It's like $2,100.
Well, for $36.96, you could have a Z8.
I sure could. But and then the thing that I guess really pushed me over the edge is that one of the camera stores here locally is having a trade-in event day thing on Saturday where they will give you a 20% boost in value if you trade in and buy a new camera.
Oh, hey, that's
part
of
your trade-in. So
I'm
like, all right, we'll see what they have to offer me. But actually, I was looking, you know, on like KEH and MPB and Adorama and B&H and so on, and getting their appraisals for what they would give me for the ZF. And actually, the best price that I got is from Nikon's very own trade-in program. Yeah.
I wouldn't expect that for a currently in production, currently for sale camera.
I wouldn't either, but they'll give me $1,100 for it, which is not bad.
All right.
So
that's not bad at all.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully I get better than that from the local camera store. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And the other thing I'm thinking too is that, like, as much as I like the classic dials on the ZF, I can live without them.
Yeah.
And also there is something to be said about, not having to pull the camera down to look at the dial and adjust it and be like, what am I setting it to? As opposed to just looking through the viewfinder and pulling the, two little function dials to adjust your aperture and whatnot. So,
right.
Yeah. So we'll see. I went and played with Z6 III, and I rented one way back in February for work things. So I've used them, Z6 III, and it's, not very different from the ZF. So should be pretty easy.
It's fairly similar.
Yeah.
Just, you don't have
fairly easy train. But it was wild that I picked it up and I was like, wow, this is much easier to hold on to than the ZF. And then also they had the I talked last week about that I want to get like the Tamron lens, the 70-300 or whatever it is. And they're like, oh yeah, we have one here. And he shoved it on there. And I was like, wow, that's surprisingly light for a zoom lens as well. So I'm like, okay. We have some plans here. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a good plan, I think. Perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, I'll report back. Also, I did, sort through all of my IndyCar photos. I will say after shoot, not really optimized.
How does it do with car?
Not super optimized for that. It was really only good for picking out the shots that were like very blurry.
Yeah, that is not surprising.
Yeah, but there were a lot of them that it thought were like duplicates that weren't actually, because I just don't think it knows what a car looks like. I don't think they've trained it on that per se. So I did have to do.
That's my biggest complaint with Aftershoot is that, like, they don't seem to have a more generic model that you can apply to these things.
Yeah, you have pretty
you have to
specific.
Choose what it is that it's going to do, and
right. Which I think I chose like sports or something. Because I'm like, kind of.
It is kind of sports. Yeah, but not
no,
quite.
It wasn't. Yeah. But it did actually. It was good about it. It picked out the ones that were very, very blurry, very obviously. That was easy. I just selected all those and deleted those. And then it did do a decent job of rating some of the ones that had like bad exposure or were a little bit blurry kind of thing. But I did end up having to kind of just go through all of them and pick through. And from something like 3,500 photos, I think I ended up with like 50 or 60 that were good. It turns out it's just very hard to get photography of Indy cars. Even at like 1/4000th of a second, I still have some rolling shutter where you can see like the tires are a little bit oblong, things like that. So it's kind of crazy. I guess
you need global shutter.
Apparently. I did get some shots where you try and track the car so that the car is in focus, but everything else is and sharp and everything else is blurry behind it. I didn't get any of that with the Indy cars because obviously you can't do that. They're just moving too fast. But before the race, they do a little procession with the drivers around the track. And I did that in Honda S2000. So I got some good shots of Honda S2000s, basically, with a blurry background that I thought looked half decent. So
that's pretty cool.
I was pleased with that, at least.
I am no good at at getting those. So good job.
It was tough. Yeah, you have to move pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
you sure do.
And then I mean, geez, you can really see on some of these photos. You could just see the tires are oblong and sort of diagonal because in the time it takes for the sensor to read out, the bottom part of the car has moved forward by several inches.
Yeah.
So but there are some good ones, I think. I especially I got some shots. There were some of the marshals were standing right in front of me. They were, for flagging, and so I have some shots of a car in the sort of mid ground, and in the foreground is a marshal holding like the caution flags and whatnot. So I think that's half decent. But it was a challenge. It'll be interesting to try again next year and see if I can do better. Yeah. That's the other thing. I think the the Z6 III has a partially stacked sensor, so it can read out faster. I think
it's closer to a Z9, right?
Yeah, I think it can go. So where the ZF can go up to 1/8,000th of a second, I believe the Z6 III goes up to 1/16,000th of a second, and it can also do electronic shutter, like raw, at like 20 frames per second, which is better than the 14 raw that the ZF can do. So we'll see. Might be better suited for that kind of thing. Although some of my stuff, I was just having to shoot at like 30 frames per second to get. If you're shooting at like 10 frames per second, you might have 2 or 3 frames that have an Indy car in it, and the rest are just the track.
Right.
That was the thing, is most of the 3,000 photos I took were ultimately just photos of the same area of track. Which actually, I guess, makes for a decent training corpus for IndyCar stuff, because I can provide them with a bunch of images of the cars and then a bunch of negative images of just the track, and it will know.
Well,
it can learn.
I wonder if you can now that you have that, doesn't Aftershoot have a like learn from my library thing?
I think so. Yeah.
I wonder if you could train it on that.
Yeah.
And see if you get any better results next time.
That'd be curious. Yeah. It's an AI editing thing. Aftershoot needs at least 2,500 images to create a personal AI editing profile.
Oh, editing.
So that's editing, not calling, unfortunately. But
that's too bad. Because that would be cool if I could say, well, okay, here, I've manually culled this giant collection.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, I do know from my my college times and things like that like if you want to train like an object detector to like recognize a stop sign or whatever, you basically provide it with a bunch of images of stop signs. Yeah, a bunch of images of stop signs, and then a bunch of images that don't have stop signs. Right. And you say, this is the group with the thing I want, and this is the group without the thing I want, and it figures it out.
Yeah.
So you could do that for Indy cars, and I probably have enough that I could do that. I don't know. I'd be curious. I'd have to download a MATLAB license, which I don't want to do. But I could do that.
I wouldn't be doing
I'm not gonna. I don't have time.
I don't think
I'm not getting course credit for that kind of thing anymore. So
no, and I don't think Octave can handle it.
No, oh god, no.
We do have a late breaking monitor watch. Asus has decided to tell us about the new monitor.
Oh, well, anything interesting?
Yeah, it's available the end of next month, and it's $12.99.
Okay, this is the 5K one, right?
No, the 6K.
Or the 6K one. Okay,
6K 32-inch for $12.99. So they are undercutting both the Pro Display XDR, which is not hard, and the Studio Display at 5K 27.
Okay, so this, all right, yeah. So that's what I figured. This was already much cheaper than the Pro Display XDR, which is the 6K one.
Yeah,
because that's $5,000.
But it's cheaper than
but it's
both
cheaper even
that
at
and the 5K.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That. It sounds like if the 6K is what you want, that's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, I will be as soon as these show up on B&H. I'm definitely going to order one.
Yeah.
I think this will become my new.
Well, I wonder if the Micro Center near you will get them.
I suspect they will, but who knows? Like what availability will be like. I feel
I still remain amused that it has front buttons. Because
honestly,
so many of the monitors that I see these days do not have front buttons anymore.
Look,
and it's like, what a concept.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm not complaining about the front buttons.
Speaking of, because this has like a front little joystick on it.
Yes.
That's another thing between the ZF and the Z6 III. The Z6 III has the little focus point joystick.
Yes.
The ZF does not, and I was having real trouble with that.
That is kind of annoying
at the IndyCar race. So yeah.
I do like, though, Asus seems to understand that this is a monitor for Mac users. Like, this is who's going to buy it. So they are actually providing a proper set of software tools that let you control the monitor from the Mac. So you can install the Asus Display Widget Center, and that gives you...
Oh, will that let you use, like, the brightness keys on the keyboard?
Yeah, the brightness keys will work, but also you can go and adjust all of the image settings on the monitor from a UI instead of having to use the OSD. So, like,
nice.
They actually seem to understand, like, oh, yeah, this is for Mac people. No Windows people care about 6K.
Yeah.
This is only for Mac people.
Well, yeah, because I'm looking at their... Yeah, I mean, in their promotional images, there's a couple here that have like their own brand workstation computer, but other than that, it's all Macs basically. Yeah,
I am also like really interested to see Asus's implementation of the backlight and ambient light sensor. It has both. It has the backlight sensor to do auto brightness. And it also has a like true tone sensor in it. So I'm really, really interested to see like how does that compare to what the Mac does through the Studio Display.
Well, and they have here too. They have a P3 color preset mode that is called M Model P3, and they say mode designed to ensure color consistency between Mac OS devices and ProArt display. So, like in that mode, it should look the same as your actual laptop display,
which is wonderful, fantastic. That is great news.
And other than that, it's 98% DCI P3.
Yeah.
So,
and it has display HDR 600, whatever that is.
Anti-glare low reflection coating with a paper-like screen effect, unlike traditional matte panels, which often show softer images.
It seems like they've got their own sort of nano texture thing going on.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, too.
Backlight sensor and ambient light sensor. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I am very
I don't know. I mean, this is
It
certainly going to be
good.
this is probably their like state-of-the-art monitor that's not a gaming monitor in terms of has all their stuff in it, so...
Yeah,
I'd be curious. Yeah, how the
Apple. You know what else? You know what else it has? It has a USB hub in it.
Well, you don't need that. You just need like a couple of Thunderbolt ports, right?
On the back, right? Very easily accessible on the back.
Yeah. And this has built-in KVM as well, which Apple would be like, "What do you need a KVM for? What other computer are you plugging in? Tell us now." It better be another Mac.
and you can Thunderbolt daisy chain as well, apparently, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Dual Thunderbolt 4 up to 96 watt power delivery with daisy chaining, HDMI 2.1, DisplayPort 1.4, and built-in USB hub.
Yeah, so like a monitor with all the features that you would want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IPS 178 degree wide viewing angle panel. Can you please make sure to test it at 179 degrees and make sure that it's
I'll get my angle measurement
completely invisible at that point.
Yeah. I'll get my my protractor out and measure that out.
Sure to be a protracted test. Good night, everybody.
Terrain.